Hey guys, it's your girl Ashley and welcome to another one of my YouTube videos. So I am super excited about this video because I love helping people. Okay, well, I do like helping people, but what I'm trying to say is I really like to give people information that I didn't have prior to going into a situation, i.e. the reason why I started this YouTube channel, because I want to give y'all the information. When I go through it, I'm gonna just tell y'all. So in today's video, I am giving you guys 10 tips that any person that is considering, thinking about, or in the process of buying a new construction home need to be aware of. I'm also going to throw in some of my regrets, some of the things that I wish I would have known prior to us starting this process, and things that I would do differently. But I'm going to stick to the 10 tips. But before we get into this video and these tips, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. It helps me out. We are trying to get these subscribers up. I'm trying to hit 500,000 within the next couple of weeks. So help your girl out. Make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions, hit me in my DMs. Follow me on Instagram at _AshleyELYSE_. And yeah, let's get right into this video. Oh, if you guys follow me, then you guys know that I'm currently still quarantined and living out of a hotel. So that's why this background kind of looks like this. If you're new to this channel, that's new information for you. But for my regular subscribers, you guys know that your girl's in a hotel. So tip number one. Tip number one is make sure you have a plan before you go to the design center. So if you guys follow me, you guys know I'm doing a home series because I'm currently building a semi-new construction home in San Antonio, Texas. I'm going to link both the first video and the second video. So make sure you check out these two videos because in these videos, I kind of went into detail about the design center. So for new construction homes, you're basically the designer. You are going to design the home. You get to pick out the tile, the flooring, the cabinets, the countertops, the door hinges, the doorknobs, the door, the color of the brick, the siding. You get to design your own house. That's the beauty of it. It's amazing, guys. So with that, your builder, typically the builder will give you 2 appointments, like back to back or within the same week type deal. So for me, my builder gave me 2 appointments. Let's say it was a Monday and a Tuesday, and I had 3 hours allotted for both days to basically go in and design my entire home. So if you're building like a 3,500, 4,000 square foot home, that could be a lot because you're talking about 5 bedrooms, 4 baths. So for me, that's what it was. Our home is 5 bedrooms, 4 full baths with a media room and a game room, a formal dining and like a regular dining room. So that was a lot. So 6 hours to design that entire space. It can be very overwhelming because when you walk into the design center, like I told you guys previously, you can make your house as extravagant as you want or as basic as you want, but they're going to have so many options, so many different colors, so many different styles, so many different elaborate things, and it's just going to be like you're a kid in a candy store. So my tip for you guys is make sure you have a plan. One of the things that I did prior to building my house is I probably watched about 50 empty house tour videos on YouTube to get an idea of color schemes. So what colors look good together? And I would just look at other people's houses. Other people build houses. I would go and see how they designed their kitchen. And then I just took bits and pieces of ideas. The other thing I did was I went on Pinterest. Pinterest is also a good place to go and get some decorative ideas or some design ideas. So my tip for you is definitely go on YouTube, watch those empty house tours, go on Pinterest, and put down in writing what you want each room to be. So take down a piece of paper, kitchen, I want granite countertops or I want quartz countertops. I want marble, I want this color granite, I want my kitchen cabinets to be white, I want them to be gray, I want them to be blue, I want my floor to be luxury vinyl, or I just want regular vinyl, or I want tile in my kitchen, or I want hardwood. You have to know all of these details, because once you go into the design center, they're going to be asking you these questions. The person you're going to work with, she's going to be like, okay, so the house comes with carpet throughout the entire house. Do you want to keep it like that, or do you want to change the carpet in the living room and make that hardwood? Do you want to change the carpet in the dining room and make that hardwood? So make sure you're thinking about these things. They're going to ask you, do you want a basic door, or here's 15 other doors you can choose from? Do you want to choose one of these doors? What color do you want your walls? Do you want this bright white, this light white, this gray, this dark gray? And they're going to have all of these different swatches of colors that you can choose from. So understand that it's an overwhelming experience, and you need to have a plan. Also, with that plan and your little book where you have, for my kitchen, this is the color of my cabinets, my countertops for my bathroom number 1, bathroom number 2. Already have all of that for each room. And also have a budget when you go into the design center, because you can go in the design center and spend $150,000 just in upgrades. I'm not playing, y'all. I'm serious. Trust me when I say you need to have a plan and you need to have a budget. So tip number two, and this is one of my regrets. So like we talked about design center, most houses, they're going to come with like carpet in the living room, carpet in the dining room. If you have like a formal dining room, they're not going to come standard with hardwood or luxury vinyl throughout your house. So that's going to be an upgrade. So for me, I knew that I didn't want a bunch of carpet, so we did luxury vinyl throughout the whole entire downstairs area, and we did carpet in the bedrooms. My regret is that I didn't do hardwood or luxury vinyl in my son's room. And I say this because most parents, you'll let your kid eat in their room or drink in their room whenever they're playing a video game or they got friends over. And kids are like, they're just clumsy. They're going to spill a cup of Kool-Aid. And so his carpet would be the carpet that would be the nastiest. I would be able to keep the carpet in our bedroom or the guest bedrooms clean. But for Camden's bedroom, it would literally be either you can never eat or drink in your room, or the carpet is going to be disgustingly nasty. So that is one regret. And I know for my people with kids, just take that into consideration when you're at the design center. One of the upgrades that you may want to do is, even for your own bedroom, you may want to say, no, scratch the carpet in my bedroom. I want to upgrade to a hardwood or a luxury vinyl. For me, I wish I would have done that for Camden. Now, granted, we can go back and do it later, but if I could do it all over again, I would have did it from the beginning. All right, so tip number 3, a regular realtor versus a realtor who specializes in like new construction properties. This is super important. For me and my husband, we got extremely lucky because our realtor, although she was not, like, her specialty was not new construction homes, she was very versed and she was a very good realtor and she had really good connections. So any issues that we ran into, she had like a powerhouse behind her. She had good relationships with people that she could reach out and get our questions answered immediately. So I didn't run into this problem. But tip number 3 is going to be, if you can get a realtor, when you're shopping around for realtors, your realtor is super important in your journey. So when you're shopping around for realtors and you know that you're doing a new construction home, especially a new construction home that you're going to like upgrade it and do a lot of changes or modify it a little bit, if you're just going to do a basic, you're not changing anything, you're just going to do a basic new build and you're just going to keep whatever standard design the builder comes up with, then you can get away with just having a regular realtor. But if you're doing a semi-new construction home or a new construction home that you plan on designing, I would recommend getting a realtor who has a history of working with new constructions or semi-new construction properties, because there are just things that they will know that you won't think of, and that the builder rep definitely will not tell you, because the builder rep, although they're there, they work for the builder. They don't work for you. Your realtor is going to be the person that's going to work for you. So just take into consideration, if you got a homegirl that's a realtor, and I know you want to help her out, if she's not well versed or she doesn't have the connections to get those questions answered, you may want to find a realtor who is super familiar with new constructions. All right, so tip number 4, and this kind of goes back into with the whole realtor thing. When you are buying new construction homes or semi-new constructions, people they want your business. So I will recommend shopping around with multiple builders. I'm not saying take 6 months to find a builder, but maybe Google the top, let's say 3 builders in the area that you're building and see what incentives they may give you. So for us, one of the major incentives that our builder gave us was they gave us $15,000 and then an additional $1,000. So a total of $16,000 in design center. So we got $16,000 to go up for upgrades, basically. So when I went to design center, I had my own budget, and then I also had $16,000 of the builder's money that I could spend in the design center. So some builders have different incentives. Some may, waive this particular fee, or this. Some may say, okay, well, we'll waive the earnest fee, or the, whatever. There are just different incentives that different builders will have. So make sure that you shop around a little bit just to see which builder will benefit you best as far as your home building process. All right, so tip number 5. Okay, so this may get a little lengthy, y'all, because this is one that we kind of talked about it when we talk about design center, but it's just certain things that you just don't really know when you about building a new home when it comes to like the money. Like, it's so many, not fees, but fees, and $1,000 here, $2,000, just additional costs. They're going to charge you for everything. So like I said in previous videos, if you are very real particular and you're going for a certain look, and you have this idea or vision of how you want your home to look, and you like nice things, it can get expensive. So tip number 5 is don't forget about these additional costs that I'm going to talk about. So I'm gonna give you this an example. So you know how whenever you're maybe watching YouTube videos and you see these new empty house tours, and the can lighting, I'm gonna try to put a clip just in case you don't, but the pretty lighting that's just like in the ceiling or whatever. I didn't know that houses just don't come with that. I thought that, okay, you buying a new construction home, it's 2021, they just all come with that pretty, the little can lights that's in the ceiling. No, they don't. The living room is basic. Like, you're building a house, it's going to come with a ceiling fan. That's it. If you want those pretty lights in the ceiling and additional lights, like if you have a living room that doesn't have a bunch of windows and you don't want it to be dark, you have to pay for that. I didn't know that. So for us, our living room only came with a ceiling fan. I had to upgrade to get that extra lighting. So, and each can light was like $250 a piece. So if you wanted 4 additional little can lights in addition to your ceiling fan, whatever 250 times 4 is. I didn't know that, y'all. Yeah, so think about that. Okay, I'm gonna give you another example. Drawer pulls. Like the drawer pulls on the kitchen cabinets and the bathroom vanities and stuff. That is not standard with some builders. Most builders, they just do the cabinets and they don't come with drawer pulls. That is an additional cost. I did not know that. And especially if you real particular and you want to go into getting like, you want the gold pulls or the matte black pulls, you just don't want like the brushed nickel. Yeah, you're going to pay for that. And I didn't know that. Additional cost, it adds up. What else? The under cabinet lighting, you know how sometimes you go in people's kitchen and when it's dark they still have that little under cabinet lighting? That's definitely an upgrade. I guess I should have known that, but yeah, that's an upgrade. What else? I'm gonna give y'all this last example, and then we're gonna move on to tip number 6. Okay, so electrical outlets. So your house is gonna come, standard with like electrical outlets. But if you wanted to put any additional, like you're gonna have an appointment with the electrician or the electrical guy. And so if you wanted to add any additional like outlets, it's like I'm lying. It's like, for my builder, I think it was like $75 per additional outlet that I wanted to add. And if you want to get even fancier, and they call them flat screen prep. So so you won't have like the cords hanging down and you have to plug it in at the bottom. You can get what they call a flat screen prep in any room, every room, outside on the patio, wherever you want it, where they'll have the outlet and then like the cable thing up in the middle of the wall so that it will be like flushed and you don't have to worry about like covering up the cords that hang down. That's like, I think $250 or maybe $200 per flat screen prep. Another thing that I did was I wanted to add additional outlet on my patio in the ceiling, just in case I wanted to do some cute little lights. I didn't want to have to run the outlet cord all the way down to the wall to plug it in. I just kind of wanted to have it plugged in the ceiling and so people couldn't really see it. That was an additional $75. Or if you one of those people that you're into like Christmas decorations, they have like what they call a Christmas light package. This is one of James' regrets. He said that we should have got the Christmas light package. He ain't putting up no lights and I ain't either. Well, we might put up a little something, but we ain't doing all of that. Well, we should have paid for no Christmas package. But they will put the outlets like up on the roof type deal so that you won't have to run the cables like down on the ground and that type of deal. So just some tips, just some things to think about, because I didn't even know that any of these things even existed. What else? Oh, you know what? I said we was gonna move on to tip number 6, but before we do that, blinds. Did y'all know that blinds is not standard? That don't necessarily come with your house. Like some builders, for us, thankfully, the blinds came in our house. But my best friend, she had to pay for all of her blinds out of pocket when she bought her house. And I've heard a few other people say the same thing. So understand that blinds are expensive and they may not come with your house. That's another additional cost and a tip that some people don't think about. You just think, oh, blinds, it comes with the house. Nope, it doesn't. Yeah, I think that's it for tip number 5. All right, so tip number 6, hire a third-party inspector. So for new construction homes, you kind of going through 3 different phases. You're gonna do like the pre-foundation and foundation phase, the framing phase, and then the completion of the home type deal. So normally when you buy a home, you'll get an inspector, and once the house is done, you have an inspector come in to make sure the house is good. If you're doing a new construction home, I just recommend hiring an inspector to start to do it from start to finish. So you may pay, $800-900 for the inspection or the inspector, but it's going to be well worth your money long term if you're doing a new construction home. So you can hire an inspector that will come like after your builder lays the foundation. They'll make sure the foundation is not like cracked, or it's not going because I think in Texas or something, they have something where like, I guess the ground shifts or something. So there's a new way that they lay the foundation. I can't get into all of that because I don't know, but it's something along those terms. So we hired our inspector to go out to make sure the foundation was good to go. It was laid properly. And then also once we got to the framing phase, our inspector went back out to make sure all the electrical stuff was good, the plumbing stuff was good, the frames was good, the studs wasn't, or is that what it's called, like the wooden posts or whatever the case may be, that they were all good. None of them were bent, cracked, mildewed, no termites was in it, that type of deal. And then he'll go back once, right before it's time for us to close. So that is just, if you're building a new construction, I just recommend that you get an inspector that will inspect throughout the entirety of your building process. That is something that I didn't know. Tip number 7. This is something that I didn't think about, and this is one of my regrets. So make sure that you inquire about, so say if you're a person that wants a bigger closet, pay attention to where when you look at your floor plan, pay attention to where your bedroom or that particular closet is that in your house, and see if you could ask your builder, hey, can you make this space bigger and make that space smaller? So I know that doesn't make sense, but I'm going to give you an example. The way my master bedroom closet sits in our house, it's like right up against the garage. So we have like his and hers closets, but if I could have it my way, I would make the closet even bigger than what it is. Because it's right next to our garage has this empty space that's going to be like a storage. Well, I wish I could have asked my builder to push my closet out further and make that closet space in the garage smaller. Like, so less garage, more closet for me. I didn't know to ask those type of questions. I didn't know that I could do that. That's something that I regret, that I wish I would have extended my closet out further and just made that space in the garage smaller, because we probably won't even use, I guess we will use it for storage, but if I had it my way, I would rather a bigger closet and a smaller garage storage space. Another thing, the way our our game room sits, it's right up against Camden's bedroom. And the meeting room has this huge closet, for storage, for games, whatever the case may be. But we could have asked the builder to take the closet away and make Camden's room bigger. So it would have extended, Camden's room would have extended basically into that closet. So all of that closet space would have been additional space for Camden, and we just wouldn't have had a closet in the game room. Something I didn't know. I thought it was a pretty good tip. Just ask, different ways that you can manipulate certain storage spaces, or if you can make something bigger or smaller. All right, so tip number 8, changing out hard. Oh, okay, so yeah. So understand that when you're building this process, you don't have to feel like when you go to the design center, you have to choose every little thing that they have, or you have to upgrade everything in your home. There are things that you can have done after the fact. So you have the house built, and then you bring in like a private contractor that will probably be so much more cheaper than what your builder is going to charge you. So one of the things that I did that, maybe, I don't know if it was a good decision or not. It could be a regret for me. It's not going to be a regret. It's just going to be, maybe I could have saved a little money. So in my kitchen, I wanted a matte black faucet and like a black sink. I did that with my builder. And I guess because it was plumbing, I was kind of like, I should just go ahead and do it with the builder versus buying a matte black faucet and a sink and then having a plumber come in and do it after the fact. But what I didn't do was for the rest of my bathrooms. Like, I want to do matte black hardware in the rest of my bathrooms. Now that is something that I am going to bring in an outside contractor to switch out all of my appliances, not appliances, but my hardware, like my bathroom showers and that type of thing. So tip number 8, don't feel like you have to do everything with the builder. There are some things that you can do with the outside contractor, and it's probably going to save you a lot more money. Tip number 9, and I talked about this in another tip, but there is a builder rep. So once you find your builder, there's going to be a person that you talk to on a regular basis, but that is like the middle person between you and the builder, and they're called the builder rep. But understand that they work for the builder and not you. So they're not going to tell you the things that will save you money, or they're not going to tell you the things that would benefit you because they work for the builder. This is why it's super important to have a really good realtor or a realtor that specifically specializes in new construction homes. So understand that. And then my last tip is, what is my last tip? I got it written down, but I wanted, if you build us in my unit, baby. Oh, this is my last tip. Okay. So we've been talking about all of these upgrades and structural changes and all of this other stuff. So understand that when you're making all of these changes, like, so I'm gonna give you an example. I think in one of my earlier videos, I told you guys that we added a bedroom downstairs, we added a media room, we extended our patio to like an extended version of our back patio. So all of those type of things are called structural changes, meaning that you are changing the structure of the, what are those things called? Oh my gosh, and I'm not gonna be able to remember it, but I'm going to Google it and I'm gonna put it up here in the text, because floor plan, that's what it is. You are changing the floor plan. But if you do a semi-construction, you have the option to manipulate the property a little bit or change the floor plan a little bit. But understand, when you do that, you're going to pay for it, and the builder is going to require you to pay a percentage of it. So let's say if all of your structural changes came up to be $50,000, the builder may ask you to pay 20% down up front. So for us, we used a VA loan, which allows us not to have to put a down payment down, but we basically end up putting a down payment down anyway, because we had so many, not so many, but we had structural changes, and we still had to put a percentage, a large percentage down on just those changes, not on the house, but just those. And in addition to that, we had to put, like, you know, we had to pay our earnest fee, or your what is it, good faith deposit or good faith money. So by the time we paid for the percentage of the structural changes and that good faith, we basically put down a deposit for the house, and you have to do that up front. So make sure you understand that there are different fees, and some builders also require you to put a percentage down on your upgrade. So if you go to the design center, and my builder did not, but I know a few builders that do, because I've, you know, been researching this. You go to the design center and you spend $100,000 in upgrades, they may require you to pay upfront 10, 15, or sometimes 20% of the upgrade amount of however much money you upgraded. So you may be required to pay that upfront as well. So yeah, I hope I didn't ramble on too long, but I definitely wanted to give you guys this information, because this was information, like I said, that I did not know this stuff, and some of it I wish I would have known. So you guys won't be like me and have to build the mini dream house and wait 5 years to buy the dream house. I'm just giving you guys the information now, so y'all can buy the dream house or build the dream house, you know, without having to do it 2 times. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like this video and comment down below to let me know if this information was helpful or not. Follow me on Instagram at _AshleyELYSE_. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.